Hello? 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 Help if I had started it with a mic. And turn the echo down. Hi everyone. So today's live, everybody, doesn't really have a theme. It's been a bit of a busy day, so uh yeah, basically Cole's a little bit under the weather. So we've been in the city at the hospital today, which is not perfect, but there we go. Um So yeah, he's feeling a bit better now. So well, we're just keeping an eye on him over the weekend. So uh, yeah, they were happy for him to come home. So we're just chilling out tonight. I didn't have much time to plan for this live, so we're also doing it an hour early because it's been a busy day. So how is everybody today? Oh, so hi, Mern. Copper's in her bed right now. Yeah, hopefully Cole's in the mend. He's had a temperature for the last since last night, and yeah, he's been a little grumpy, so we decided to take him just to get him checked today, so that wasn't too bad. I'm just messing with a microphone. I must have unplugged it since the last day live and um didn't realise. Yeah, you have a 3-year-old border collie called Murphy. She's the smartest dog you'll ever know. That's nice. Most border collies are pretty smart. That's why we like the breed so much. So quite a few people in the live already, which is quite good. So like I was saying, guys, we're just doing a general chit chat. I never had time to uh, pick a theme or anything for today because we're not long back from the city with Cole. So yeah, basically, you guys just ask me any questions you want, and I'll try and answer as many as I can. I'm not that brilliant at keeping up with all the questions in the live, but I'll try and get to as many of them as I can. My accent is interesting. It's sort of basically a southwest accent. My accent is um, generally called Galloway Irish. Oh, thanks very much, Claire. A lot of people do like the Scottish accent. Yeah, Copper and Storm are getting along quite good now. Uh, really great. They It was a rough start, but Storm is a bit grumpy anyway. Where the other dog, she tends to be the more bossy one. But yeah, they're getting along fine now. Uh, if anything, Copper likes Storm more than the others. Well, saying that, she really likes Kate, but she's got limited access to Kate right now because Kate's hurt her paw. Yeah, it's nothing serious, so it's just, I think she's stood on a stone or something a bit hard and hurt the bottom of her pad. If I was to get another breed of dog, what would it be? Eh, that's a good question. I would quite like a bearded collie, even though it's not too different from a border collie. Um, Blue heeler, quite like a heeler as well at some point. Um, I've actually had a hunt away before, but it didn't work out, so I had it on loan, or I had it on a trial period, but it didn't go on with my dogs. So, um, but I probably wouldn't get a hunt away now. Uh, my border collies bark enough. I don't need a dog that wants to bark all the time. How many acres does the farm have? Kelpies are great, by the way. Yeah, um, Kelpies. I like Kelpies too, but I just for some reason I like Blue Heelers more. I think they're bigger characters. Kelpies are very similar to collies. How many acres does the farm have? This farm, well, on the stock side of things, is about 1,100 acres, and then about 400 acres arable. Stacy's sneaking into the room in the background. Open the gate. Yeah, so Kate, when you say herdy, yeah, Kate's quite herdy towards Echo, but it's mainly because he's a male. Kate has a funny relationship with male dogs where she does want to herd them. But Stacey's joining live as well. I'll move over a bit. But yeah, the reason Kate wants to herd Echo so bad is because he's a male generally. And yeah, Kate likes to keep those males in line. Copper's doing quite well now. We're going to be doing another video and updating her soon. Like I sort of hinted at in my last video, we're going to be taking a slightly different route with training Copper from now on because she is super keen and she is very strong-willed uh, and extremely confident, I think is the right words to use. Um, where most of the dogs I've trained have been a bit more timid to start with. So um, we're gonna be doing this video tomorrow actually. But what we're actually gonna look at is trying to train Copper in a way where we can let her get more energy out, to try and get her into that listening mode in a more controlled sort of circumstance where basically her and the sheep have more protection. Um, so I would say that's a good explanation for now. We'll see in the video what happens, but yeah, we're going to go down a slightly different route. It's quite a common route with other dogs. It's round pen training, where the sheep are in a pen and she'll be outside running around. Uh, but yeah, she's super confident. Copper's a rock star. She acts like a rock star. Kate cracks you up. Slinky ways.
Kate cracks me up.
Kate is uh, quite a large personality, to be fair. Uh, she's unique. Would you say so?
That's one way to put
She's definitely she's probably one of the suckier border collies I've ever had, but she's also very independent. She likes to do her own thing. Yeah, I hope Copper is going to be a great sheepdog one day. She's really got the potential. Just oh, this is the person that we got Copper off.
it. Okay.
I was just pointing out something, Stacey, there.
So Nirvana in Sydney.
Oh, it's because Stacey's wearing a Nirvana t-shirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stacey likes.
I'm not one of the people who bought a Nirvana t-shirt and don't listen to it. I actually listen to Nirvana.
She also got Cole a bunch of stuff.
Dad.
Yeah, Cole is walking.
It's not great, but he's somewhat walking now.
Yeah, he's take. I would say he's taken to it quite quick because he only started walking last week,
About a week and a half ago, yeah.
and now he's pretty much able to slowly walk across
Yeah.
across the room. And he seems to have taken to it in the way that he does walk quite a lot now.
He does, yeah.
It's just his balance he's got
Balance
to
isn't
figure out,
great.
especially when he's reaching for things, and he tends to throw himself off a bit. Yeah, when Copper is older, she will live outside, yeah. Just the same as Storm and Echo do right now. Kate's obviously living in the house now, as she's semi-retired and maybe fully retired, depending on what happens with her paw now. But yeah, um, Kate probably will be living in the house indefinitely now. And
I don't mind. I like Kate being in the house. She is very squeaky. But that's just like pure excitement. She gets very squeaky whenever she hears like Sean go by in the tractor.
yeah, and like even in the mornings when I come out of the
Yeah.
bedroom,
She's so happy.
yeah, she's very, very excitable for
She's
all the
vocal.
rest.
Yeah. She's very vocal.
Yeah, I do lives. Yeah, I started doing lives over the last. Well, this is probably only the fourth live I've done. So yeah,
Yes.
we're trying to do like 2 a month. So you get one Collie Club live a month, which is our member zone, and then one live, which is public, and everybody can join in. We normally have a theme or something that we're going to talk about,
Yeah.
but it's been a busy day today. So you have an American cattle dog. He's never been to Australia, and he is a little
Oh, a little
a little
monster.
monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the like working breed dogs, they are terrible between a certain age. Like it really is true that between the age of like 6 months and maybe like 3 years, they're um what's the polite way to put it? They're like little baby raptors. They're just hell bent on
Although
destruction.
I was looking in Copper's mouth earlier, and she's got all of her adult teeth at the front here, and it looks so funny to see like the baby canines.
Kate's probably sleeping somewhere right now with her sore paw.
Yeah,
Will not wake her up.
probably just based later.
Did you notice a piece of wood Copper has in the hall?
That's a bit of rhythm.
She brought a stick in with her.
That's an eco thing to do.
When will I be taking Cole out in the quad and teaching him how to try to work the dogs? Probably when he's a bit older, yeah.
Yeah. I think it would give him whiplash.
When he's able to hold on to the hands.
Yeah.
He's got his own little quad down there, right enough. We could put a little tray on it and stick Copper on the back. There's quite a good comment, Stacey. I think Cole makes quite a lot of noise anyway right now.
He's like the dogs. He's very vocal. He doesn't say a huge amount, like as in words. He'll say like mum, dad, and ta. Tries to say dog, but he likes to go woo quite a lot.
We're unsure if we're going to breed Copper and Echo at the moment. Obviously there was a little issue with Copper's eye, which we're seeing a specialist about. But we'll just see what that is. It could just be something that she'll grow out of. So, um, we'll just be checking that really. What age is it? I'm assuming you mean Cole. Cole's just turned 1 about a week or two ago.
A couple of weeks ago.
How about some copper merch? Um, we've kind of put a whole pause on the merch thing right now, but we will have merch coming out soon. You'll see me wearing it around, and it's kind of been a shame that we haven't been able to launch it yet, but we're having problems basically dispatching stuff to America at the moment just because of some of the policies that are happening in the world right now. But we're hoping they'll resolve themselves and after the new year, and we'll be able to properly launch our merch. I was thinking we might do a soft launch here in the UK and Europe first.
Yeah, and I have to finish setting up the website, so that means
Yeah,
we'll have to take pictures
yeah.
wearing the
I
merch.
mean, the big fluffy hats in the cupboard in the front room.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like that hat. We've got some like normal hats, which like your normal sort of what do you call it? Like a beanie hat?
I wouldn't say beanie. It's not exactly a beanie.
Um, in Scottish you would call it a tammy, but I don't know what you call it in
Just a hat.
what proper English would be.
Alright.
But yeah,
Winter hat.
we have some big fluffy hats as well, with baubles on them, which are really, really cool. And then we have hoodies as well going to be coming out soon.
Oh, what age is best to breed?
Generally about two.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a lot of debate on this. Some people say from their second heat on. I've seen some dogs come on heat at like 6 months old, so that really wouldn't be it. But generally, for me, it'd be 2 years and above, or um, even if their heat was sort of just before they were two, as long as they were two by the time they were having them puppies, is generally what I would think. But um, yeah, there's a lot of debate on it. But yeah, two for me, two is probably about right. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna go turn off the heating
Okay.
because it's pretty warm now. Cole's room's warm, so it'll be nice and toasty.
You're scared of bulls. Like I always say, you should never trust a bull in any sort of measure, but you get nice ones. We've had some nice ones on this farm who have been really, really pleasant. It's lying in front of the double cupboards. It's like a little stick. She's maybe taking it somewhere. Yeah, I do all my video production, editing. Uh, yeah, I know it's tiny. Yeah, I do all my video production, all the editing, and stuff like that for my videos. Uh, yeah, I am pretty busy. I do farm work, got a 1 year old, and I do all that. But yeah, basically after Cole goes to bed, I sit and edit videos, and I try and just get footage when I can.
I need to shut that. I'm so used to shutting that back. I'm trying to shut that all the time.
What's my favorite breed except collies? See, this is a hard one to answer. This might be surprising, but I would love a Rottweiler. I don't know if Stacey agrees with that, but I would love a Rottweiler.
I don't mind. I wouldn't mind a Cane Corso
Ah, see, I don't really like them.
or a Staffy. I'd like a Staffy.
Staffies are nice, but
I'd like any dog. I'd really like a Basset Hound. A Basset.
yeah, I do have a lot of energy. I'm one of those people who can't really sit and do nothing for very long, or it just gets me agitated doing nothing. Always have to be doing something or thinking about something. It's a blessing and a curse. How did I learn about sheepdogs? Did I grow up with them? No. So I didn't start farming till I was 17. Didn't start working with like sheepdogs and sheep till I was about 21, 22. Yeah, I just ended up working on a farm at Loch Lomond. The guy there was actually a sheepdog trainer, and yeah, he taught me what I needed to know, and a big part of my decision to go into sheep farming was sheepdogs. So yeah, it's just something I've always had a passion for dogs, and I guess if you've got a passion for something, you try and do it to the best of your beginning.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm very facially expressive.
yeah,
Uh, it's a curse.
yeah, all farmers have border collies. In the UK, certainly they do. Um, Border collies are so prevalent here as as sheepdogs or working dogs. Staffy's got a bad rep as well as Rotties. It's the way to go in that breed. But yeah, I agree with that. It's the owners. Um, Staffies do tend to be more animal aggressive than people aggressive. And I think a lot of people get that wrong. They think they're people aggressive, but most of the Staffies I've met have been brilliant with people, and
And kids.
yeah, maybe not as good with animals or other dogs. And then Rottweilers are just big, powerful breeds, and they have the potential to be, they have the potential to, if raised wrong or not trained properly, to do damage. But raised in the right way, I think they can be perfectly biddable dogs. Yeah, that's the other thing with Rottweilers. They're a lot more intelligent than people realize, and they actually can have herding instincts as well, which I think is really cool. Obviously, a Rottie's never going to keep up with a border collie on stamina, but they also have herding instinct, and that's partly a reason why I think it would be so unique to have a Rottweiler herding as well. You have 8 borders, then my hat is off to you
Yeah,
because
you deserve a medal.
4 is enough. No, yeah, I can understand why you'd have 8, but um, must be a lot of work. My hat really goes off to you.
I don't know if I could do that.
Do I follow any other dog training channels? That's quite a good question. I don't know if dog training, and particularly I follow some dog channels. I used to follow Sherpa, who's passed away. Do you remember Sherpa? The husky that
Oh yeah.
talks? Um, and yeah, I follow some other farmers who have dogs, and I sort of follow their dogs as well. Um, yeah, I quite like. I'm so bad for forgetting people's names. Uh,
I know faces. I'm not good with names.
there's a sort of Irish guy on TikTok who I follow his dogs as well. Yeah, he's quite funny.
I can hear the tumble dryer. That's what.
Uh,
Yeah.
a Roy German Shepherd mix, that would be interesting to see the what that would have
Colors.
looked like, because you sort of crossing 2 dogs which don't look that similar.
Yeah, but you
Be
see
interesting.
people like having like a dachshund mixed with like a Labrador. You see the most random
Yeah.
breeds, but they make such cool looking dogs.
Yeah, no, I know it was really, really sad when Sherpa passed away. Uh, but then he lived a nice long life, and he was well looked after. So uh, yeah, I do miss these videos though. No, I've never used a healer. Like I said, I'll be keen on having a healer one day, but it's one of them ones where a healer, they are really cattle dogs, but I would like one. They've got such boisterous little personalities.
I'd be like Cole name it, and he'd probably call it Bluey
Aye. You'd have to give
or
it
Bingo.
an Australian-ish name anyway.
Yeah, Dingo. Dingo.
Um, so you got a dog who's 2 years old, okay, and she won't play with any toys or a ball. Not really uncommon for a border collie. My dogs will play with toys, but they won't play fetch. And the reason for that is fetch is like the wrong set of instincts for a herding dog. So fetch is more of if you think of a lot of the games we play with dogs are actually a simulation of instincts that they already have. So fetch, things like fetch is actually hunting instinct. So it's go over there, bite that, grab it, bring it back. That's hunting. Herding's very different instincts where a herding animal shouldn't have that bite instinct. Now my dogs do play with toys and they chew toys, and chewing things helps relieve stress in dogs. So I believe that's good for my dogs. But we don't really practice fetch. But a dog not playing with toys at all is strange. Uh, that would make me wonder if the previous owner had what the right word being tried to make the dog not play with toys.
Mm.
Um,
Maybe try,
disencourage the dog from it.
yeah, you know those like balls or something that you can get the treats in, and the dog has to move it to get a treat out. You could maybe try something like that, or you could get a cone ball and put some like food in it, and then it would chew the ball. It's not exactly a ball, but you know,
Yeah. You have a question. If a fox or another sheep predator came after the sheep, will your dogs protect them or go for them? Technically, no. Um, Sheepdogs and livestock guardian dogs are very different things. They're very different sets of instincts. Um, so a sheepdog, in all purposes, the way a sheepdog works is it uses predator instincts. So it simulates the way a predator would hunt sheep to move those sheep. A livestock guardian dog protects sheep. So they're two totally different things. Um, for the most part, no, a sheepdog won't protect the herd. Um, but that's not to say that that wouldn't happen. I mean, if a fox was to run in front of Echo, do I think he would chase it? Yes, absolutely. I don't think he would do it to protect the herd. I think he would chase it because he would think it's another dog and on his territory, and he would want to chase it off for himself. But I don't think he would do it for with the idea that he's protecting the sheep. On the other hand, I think Storm has come face to face with foxes, and she just froze and stood there and looked at them, almost waiting for them to play with her, like it was like a domesticated dog. So I think if we're talking in terms of a sheepdog, would it protect the herd? Then no, that's not what sheepdogs do. But you're gonna find dogs that will chase it off naturally anyway.
spec.
Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes you will have to lock up guardian dogs to protect them, to protect border collies while they're herding sheep, and Copper's yipping in the background. Um, yeah, the reason for that is because a livestock guardian dog will see a sheepdog as a threat because a sheepdog, it's moving like a predator, it looks like a predator, which is stalking those sheep. But the difference is through training, we can do it in a controlled way where we can move the sheep in a controlled manner where they'll come to no harm. Um, Whereas a predator will do what a predator does. But yeah, to a livestock guardian dog, that's still going to look like a predator, which is stalking those sheep.
Okay, I just had an idea. Sorry, I forgot your name. You were asking about your collie. It wasn't interested in sheep, but you could try urban herding.
Yeah,
There's no sheep involved in urban herding. Just completely forgot about that altogether.
yeah. He followed Sherpa also. Yeah. I found Sherpa by accident one night, to be honest, and I used to love when he put the captions up, like almost predicting what Sherpa was saying. Um, I just found it hilarious. I loved it, and it was such a nice dog as well, and so friendly, and um, well well mannered. Certainly you couldn't take my dogs into shops and things like that. They'd
Mm.
wreck the place.
Echo would pee. He'd pee over everything.
Yeah. Echo loves to scent mark everything.
Storm would sniff everything, and Kate would just kind of. I think Kate would just lay at the door.
Mm.
Went back out.
So we're still waiting. Well, with Copper, she's going, like I said, she's going to an eye specialist in a few
Was it
weeks.
an ophthalmologist?
Yeah. So that's basically the update there. What does that say?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so sheepdogs
That's
will herd almost any other, well, any other herdable animal. So sheepdogs could herd cows, sheep, goats, chickens, geese, ducks, anything that'll run in a herd. A sheepdog will herd. Horses, anything that all. I mean, a sheepdog will try and herd almost anything. It just depends whether that animal will also herd. But any herd animal will be able to herd, and even some non-herd animals you could herd with a sheepdog, just depending on how that animal's going to react. Um, Predators and things like that, they aren't going to be able to herd them because a predator, it's fight or flight with them.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what that word is. Do Scottish farmers use
I
Anatolians?
think that's a breed of dog, and no, we don't use guardian dogs here in Scotland. Um,
There's nothing to really guard against.
no, I mean foxes take
Mm.
lambs when they're young. Badgers may take
Rogers.
the odd lamb, but they're really only a threat for the first 6 weeks. So yeah, we don't have many big predators, so we don't use livestock guardian dogs. Our vet's crazy expensive, like they are
Yes.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yes and no. I like if you get an appointment during, like their regular working hours, then it's not too. It's still somewhat expensive, but it's not too expensive. But if you get an emergency or an out of hours appointment, then you're charged like 5 times as much.
yeah. Um, so the sheep on this farm are Beltex and Texel. So yeah, they're main room. There's really no money in wool in Scotland. So yeah, their main job is to have lambs, and then those lambs will be sold for various different reasons at the market. Some will be sold on to other farmers, mainly females, and some will be sold into the food chain, mainly the males.
Then you might have to let her know.
You do what I let her out.
She doesn't come back to me. If she doesn't come back to me. She barely. She likes to play games.
Yeah. Uh, Copper's definitely likes to listen to me more than anybody else at the moment. She just wants out because she can hear us talking here. Do you want the headphones? I'm just gonna go let Copper out.
Just to listen to.
Ah, you can hear your own voice.
I don't want to hear my own voice. I
Um, I'll let Stacey answer that one.
as you as you train Copper, will you do differently from how you train?
So this will basically be your best guess at this.
Wait, that's going to be done a bit differently.
Is it?
Do you want me to stand up?
Oh,
This is this is my chair anyway. Putting me out with my own chair. No, it's going to be done a bit differently to how Kate, Storm, and Echo were trained. Copper's very what's the word? She's she's stubborn. She's very hard headed. Um, so instead of having the lead the whole time, because she'll just run. Instead of having the lead, Sean's going to start training her in a pen, so that he doesn't need to run her down and kind of grab onto the lead. Oh, what's my typical day like? It's it's looking after Cole all day. I feed him, get him to nap. Um, I don't really typically take him a walk, because quite a few cars drive by our house at high speeds. I don't trust the road, so we just spend a lot of time in the house. He's got plenty of toys, and when he's napping, I just try and get some stuff done or have some time to myself. He will be starting daycare soon, so I can have a day to myself every so often since we don't live near any family, which will be nice. Um, what age does a border collie typically start working predictably? Around 2 is when they gain like the confidence to work on their own. It is all about confidence with a working dog. If you noticed with Echo, he was around 2, I want to say, when he started working on his own and not just following Storm's lead a lot of the time. Um, give it should support us. Their prices. I will be that. We did breed Kate to another dog we had. His name was Haig, and that's who is Storm's dad. And then we bred Storm, and we got Echo from that litter. Storm's only had one litter. Kate's had two. She had one before we got her, so Kate's actually had like 14 puppies altogether. So we were only gonna let her have the one litter anyway. Um, does it help to have a new dog? Or I don't know. I think in a sense it does help a little bit. Uh, to see another dog working as a puppy. You kind of learn from seeing as well. So that's how Echo was kind of trained. Sean did do like sessions of taking him out by himself, but he was also trained alongside Storm. Yeah, no, Hake's story is quite sad. He was pretty much like Storm. He was attached to Sean's hip the whole time. It was very sudden. God, how long ago was that now? Maybe like 5 years since he died. The day that Monty had to be put to sleep was the same date as Haig died. I think that was maybe like 5 years apart. Um, I don't know how many acres this farm is, but we don't own the farm. How many acres is the farm here? 1,100. 1,100. 1,100. That's your answer. 1,100. Woo!
Hey, jump over here. Oh, we're in. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Copper was wanting more water to go outside, even though all she does is go up in a noise storm.
In your local Scottish conversations, do you speak in a Scottish language that Americans can't understand? We were talking about this
The members live.
in the members.
We do speak slightly differently from what we would on YouTube. We would definitely use more Scots
Slang.
words and slang, and we'd probably speak a bit faster
I was speaking
in
quite fast,
in
yeah.
real life. You just learned about Haig's story, so heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. It was more than heartbreaking. I still haven't recovered from that. It was like nearly 6 years ago.
It was very sudden.
It was so sudden. Haig was my favorite. Shouldn't say that, but he was such a good dog.
He was actually a really good dog. I miss Haig, and he wasn't even my dog per se, but he was our dog, but he wasn't my dog. But he would like he would just climb on the couch, sit on Sean, and just start rubbing up against him, kind of flopping everywhere.
Do people raise sheep for in all areas of Scotland? Yeah, pretty much. You will find sheep all over Scotland, head to toe. Scotland's just a perfect country for rearing sheep, and Scotland's quite diverse, but all of Scotland grows good grass, and sheep love grass. Uh, our commercial sheep raise. Yeah, so I sort of answered this. Commercial sheep here in Scotland over the last 10 years, the wool prices have been terrible. Uh, Commercial sheep doesn't really mean that they're raised for meat particularly either, even though the males will draw the short straw and go for meat. What commercial sheep more means is that they are profitable sheep. That's maybe not the right word either. They're sheep that are used mainly by farmers. They're not rare breeds. They're not small breeds, the types that maybe hobby farmers or things like that would use, or they're not hill breeds, which would be up on rough land. Commercial breeds are sheep that would be on sort of meadow on farms. So yeah, it's just a word we use to talk about a certain type of sheep. So that would be like your Texas, your Bale Texas, your Suffolks, basically your bigger white sheep. And then you obviously have your hill sheep, which is like your Scottish your Scottish blackface sheep, sort of like my Hebrideans, even though they would almost go into rare breed now. Uh,
Okay.
Rough fell sheep, that kind of thing. Yeah, and then you have your what you call your rare breeds, which are your generally older breeds of sheep, which aren't used that much now.
I like the fluffy ones with the black face. What are they called again?
Well, this could be Scottish blackface or it could be Suffolks.
The ones with the veil that people put the
Oh,
veil on.
Valley Blacknose.
I like them. I
Uh,
want them.
yeah, farmers who use rough collies out here. Rough collies and smooth collies both were used here heavily a lot. So much so, especially the smooth collie was often referred to as the Scottish collie. But yeah, border collies have just taken over really in the last 100 years, and probably 90% of working farm dogs are going to be border collies these days.
I wouldn't mind a rough collie. It would take a lot of
Yeah,
grooming.
like I would love a bearded collie as well, but like
That's what I meant, sorry. A bearded collie. It would just take a lot of grooming.
your rough collie is like a lassie type dog. Your lassie type collie.
What one am I thinking of? The grey.
That's a bearded collie.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah.
Well, I want a lassie as well, so can I have both?
Yeah, I know. When you lose any sort of animal, uh, suddenly or in bad circumstances, it's so hard. Like it's hard losing any dog, but when you've got a dog that's older, it's had a good full
Yeah,
life,
like
um,
Monty.
and
Monty was ready to go for a while.
yeah, and you see the deterioration, and you know what's coming. I think can make it easier, especially with us when it. I mean, Haig just collapsed one morning and became very ill very suddenly, um, and it was the shock made it worse as
Yeah.
well.
And this was during like the start of COVID. So when he was inside the vets, we weren't allowed to like go in, uh, sit in the waiting room or, go help them. So we were getting phone calls maybe like every 10, 15 minutes giving us updates. And at one point they gave us like a bit of hope,
Yeah,
saying, oh, well, we can try this. It might work, but we can try it and it's going to cost like thousands of pounds. And we were willing to, do what we could to get the money. And then like, we were filling out forms for things and they phoned and they said that he had passed. So we never even really got to say goodbye to him, which
yeah.
is, I think that's the bit that hurt the most.
Uh, did Brexit? Did the farm suffer from Brexit? Um, I can't say on the sheep side of things that it did. Um, I think people in the grocery store have suffered because of inflation in recent
Everything's very
years. I
expensive.
can't say that that is just tied to Brexit. Uh, a lot of countries in the world have suffered through inflation. Uh, but yeah, as farmers, we did lose some things, and a lot of that ended up being passed on to the consumer. So I'd say people's pockets suffered. And I think farmers probably did as well. They lost out on a lot of grants and things they were getting through Europe. But I can't say if they did directly or not. It's so hard to judge. I would say the everyday people maybe suffered
Mhm.
from it, and farmers had no real option but to pass some of the costs that they have now on to the consumers.
Everything is really expensive now.
Yeah, it was so hard for people during COVID when we couldn't go into the vets and things. I mean, Storm. Was that during COVID?
Storm's puppies.
No, no, that wasn't during COVID.
Oh, that was halfway through COVID.
Towards the end, maybe.
Yeah, Storm had her pups.
Yeah, I remember there was something where we couldn't go into the vets when Storm's puppies were. So here in Scotland, it's law to have the puppies
Vaccinated,
and microchipped.
chipped.
Uh, Supposed to be anyway. And I remember that we were getting them microchipped, and because we couldn't go in, the vets had to come out and collect each puppy, take one puppy, go microchip it, bring it back, and then us give it another one. Storm, of course, had 9 puppies. So it
Took
definitely
ages.
made things like a lot longer than it
Yeah.
had to be instead of just taking the puppies in and having them done in there. And they had 2 or 3 vet nurses basically running puppies back and forward from the car park. It was just such a mess. And then try to remember us try to
Remember,
remember which puppies had
it was you. You did it
been
by
tagged.
yourself because I was here like cleaning up.
Yeah.
Where they were like living in the house at the time.
Rosie insists on watching your YouTube daily. She's 7-year-old Beardy Blue Merrill, Aussie mix.
Oh,
Well, I'm so glad that that the dog's seen
it's
some.
his dog.
A lot of people do tell me that the dogs enjoy the channel,
My
which is
sister's dog loves watching Sean's video,
I find this so
and he's a
funny.
dash hound.
But then saying that, was it Echo used to sit and watch the sheepdog herding on the TV?
Storm.
So did Storm.
Yeah. Ruben would get starstruck if he seen you.
You have a real soft spot for Echo. Echo is actually, believe it or not, a big softie with a
Yeah.
hard front.
Yeah.
He's not that friendly with strangers. It's partly because he was raised in COVID,
Yeah.
which must mean Storm's puppies were during COVID.
Yeah. I told you.
Yeah. So yeah, he's suspicious of strangers,
Mhm.
but see, once you get into Echo's good side, he's
Loving.
so yeah, loving and he's such a big sweetie. Uh,
I bet Susan's dog would listen to you if right, I
yeah,
bet you. Like you've never seen my sister's dog. I bet if he seen you, he'd get so excited.
it's funny because Kate used to watch the TV a lot. There's this person saying that the dog doesn't mind. Kate used to watch the TV a lot, and I really think she thought people were
Fun.
in it somehow. But now she's lived in the house a little bit more. She's just not interested in it as much. Uh, Obviously, if she sees like a dog on it, she'll look. But she used to just sit and watch people, and it wouldn't be something you'd think a dog would watch, and she would sit and
Maybe
she would look behind the TV a bit, and
maybe it's because she was so skittish though.
mm.
She was kind of being a little careful.
So generally a shepherd will get what's called a dog allowance um, from a farm, which is a small amount towards the feeding. Uh, I get an allowance for 2 dogs, and I obviously have more than that, but that's generally what was seen to be enough dogs to run this. So it was my choice to have more. But yeah, there will be a small contribution. It generally won't cover the dog's costs, but it's a contribution towards it nonetheless. Nonetheless. Echo doesn't. He doesn't love me the most.
He loves Storm the more.
Yeah, he is. He likes affection. Probably he
Mhm.
looks for affection the most.
Anybody that'll give it to him.
I would say Storm actually likes me the most.
Yeah,
Storm is obsessed with me sometimes, and it's to the point where she almost hyper focuses on me a bit.
it's a bit much at times. Storm will run through anybody to get to Sean. Like, you're not there. And I picked Storm.
Uh,
I picked Storm out of the litter. Me. I picked Storm.
so Copper and Kate were very focused on Echo the whole time. So it's more Kate that's focused on Echo, and it's just because he's a male. Kate likes to keep the males in line. She wants to herd Echo. She wants to control them, and it's just because Kate uh, thinks that she needs to control other male dogs. It's something she does with other people's male dogs. It's something she only does with male dogs. She just it's just something she does. Yeah. So Copper's eyes, like I sort of explained this at the beginning. We haven't looked into further. She's going to see an ophthalmologist. It's going to take a little while to get an appointment there. But yeah, we're gonna investigate it further. We're hoping that it's Horner's syndrome and that she'll grow out of it. Horner syndrome can take quite a while to thingy, and it's basically just an injury in the neck or around the eye, which can restrict the blood flow to the nerve. But we're going to look into it further. We're going to look at the eye itself first, and yeah, that's basically it for now. Well, I'll tell you more updates as I know more, but for the moment, yeah, we're waiting on this um, referral with the ophthalmologist, and we'll know more after that.
When I saw it, it's in your emails.
Is it wrong to feed a border collie lamb and rice kibble? No, completely fine. I feed all my dogs on kibble. I fed my dogs on lamb before.
Yeah.
It really makes no difference. They're not gonna associate kibble with the taste
Actually,
of an
I
actual
think
sheep.
it's actually better for your dog to change their food up every so often. Because a lot of dogs, if their food changes very suddenly, it gives them like a bad tummy. So I think I read somewhere that it's actually a good idea to give them a change of food every now and again because it helps
Mine
the
just get
system.
Dr. John's
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah. But we used to change their food quite a bit before we started using Dr. John's, and if we give them like scraps of human food that has nothing that's harmful to dogs, obviously, but if we give them scraps, it doesn't upset their stomach or anything. Because we did change their food quite a bit before.
Yeah, we did start the live slightly earlier tonight because we kind of had a long day because Cole's been unwell and we had to go into the city and
Yeah.
take him to the hospital. But yeah, they just want us to keep an eye on him over the weekend, and he's fine to come home, so he's in bed now, and just keep an eye on his temperature and things because he's had that temperature for the last few days. So we did decide. I decided to do the live a little bit earlier because I'm a bit tired now. It's been a long day, so.
Can you get pet insurance
No, you can't get pet insurance for a
for
working
working
dog.
dogs?
Most insurers won't insure working dogs because the life is slightly more dangerous, or yeah, there's more chance of them getting injured
Mhm.
at work. You can insure them while they're at home, but that wouldn't cover them while they're working. Um, which really defeats the purpose. And if you own the farm, you can get some insurance, but you have to own the farm, which I don't. So that kind of puts me out of that one. Um, and even then, uh, I think it only covers loss. So if you lose a dog young, they'll cover part of the worth of that dog. But yeah, again, you would have to own the farm for that.
That's
How
a
many sheep
good
do you
question.
usually have? Twins or triplets or singles? Um, it
It
depends on the
varies.
breed.
Yeah, it varies, doesn't it?
Um, the type of sheep that we mainly have is Beltex and Texel crosses, and at lambing time you'd be generally looking at an average of 170 to 180%, which means you generally be looking for most sheep to have twins, uh, and then a good number to have singles and some triplets. If you were to look at the light of Scotch mules, they're going to lamb at about 200%, which is extremely high, 200% and above. And then if you look at the likes of my Hebrideans or Shetland sheep, they're more likely to lamb at about
No
140%,
one
which
looks at that.
means, what do you mean?
No one's gonna know what 140% means.
Well, that means if you get 10 sheep, you're expecting 14 lambs.
You can explain that. Because I never knew what it meant until you explained it to me.
Yeah, so it's just the percentage of lambs that you expect to get out of the
Yeah.
number of sheep you
So
have.
say if there was 100 sheep and they all had a single lamb, it would be 100%.
Yeah, and
So
if it was 200%, then they would all have
have
had twins.
twins.
Yeah, that's basically that. But it depends on the sheep, but yeah, different breeds all have different, but generally the type of farm that we have would mostly be looking for mostly twins and a big number of singles as well. Um, yeah, I mean, we used to keep all our working dogs inside if we go back quite a while now.
Mhm.
If we go back to like maybe 5 years, Haig and Kate lived inside, and yeah, they were fine with Christmas trees. Haig was a bit,
We actually got Kate around Christmas.
yeah, Haig was a bit, enamored with the baubles. Yeah, he used to like peeing on the Christmas tree, which was, uh, yeah, he thought it was a real tree, I
Yeah.
guess. But
As,
yeah,
as soon as we put it up, then
Hebrideans, yeah, Hebrideans. So Hebridean sheep are named after the Hebridean island chain in Scotland, or the Hebrides. Um, so if you get inner and outer Hebrides, and the Hebridean sheep come from the Hebrides. How you spell Hebrides? Like Hebrides
where are you seeing that?
on the map.
Oh, I couldn't see it.
And
And our Hebrides.
Hebridean would be
H E
Hebrides.
IDRENS.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like instead of you've got Hebridean almost correct. Instead of the double E, it would be
I
E A. It'd be
I
E.
E N
No, it'd be EAN.
EIN.
A.
Hebridean.
Uh,
This might be a Google job.
yeah, this one here is correct. That's how you spell it.
Hmm. If both of us were chefs, I would cook for the dogs.
I mean, we do cook for the dogs. Every year, the dogs get a Christmas dinner. With us.
Who cooks most?
Well, you cook most of it, but Echo loves it. Echo would take your fingers off to get a Christmas dinner. Oh, see you later on. Thanks for popping by, though.
That's very big.
Yeah, we're hoping that Cole will get over this quite
Yeah,
quickly.
I mean, he's just got a temperature. He's a bit whiny.
Yeah, he was a little bit lethargic
Yeah, he was
this
tired.
morning, but that's just because his sleep was really interrupted at the start of last night,
Yeah,
and then his naps haven't been good either
no.
because he's just not feeling well.
So hopefully he'll be back to himself in a couple of days. When he had cowball and it settled in, he was back to himself.
So, Mr. Epic.
It's a key here.
So
Mhm.
We didn't actually name any of. We've got three bulls at the moment. So at the moment, our bulls are called. The youngest one is called Columbus. Echo. Epic is our middle-aged bull, and our oldest bull is called Luxor, but we call them Lux, and they're pedigree names. So pedigree cattle get names, so they're named by the breeder. We buy in all our bulls. So Epic was actually named by the breeder, and his full name I think is Epic Elaine, which is a bit weird, but yeah, his full name's actually Epic Elaine. Um, Luxor's full name's obviously Luxor, but we tend to call him Lux, because Luxor is a bit of a mouthful to get out.
So,
And then Columbus we've just bought, so we traded Black Knight in for Columbus. Yeah, yeah, Black Knight. He was really nice, but he was just calves were just too big, uh, and we needed a younger bull. So
oh, well, Black Knight, he was bought the year that we moved here, wasn't he?
yeah, he was about 8, so because we bought him as a 2-year-old.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
I know.
It was a very long hair on my legs. So it was.
So yeah, Epic's quite a funny name though. I like to call him Mr. Epic just because
Funny names.
it sounds funny, but yeah, our bells haven't got that high for copper yet, to be honest.
Hopefully they don't.
Hopefully they don't.
I hope they don't. No. Oh no.
Me and Stacey grew up in the same town. Uh, when we started dating, we lived, what would you say, about
Pens.
3 streets apart?
It was over a park.
Uh, oh, it'd be 3 streets in the park.
It was more than 3 streets.
Oh, it wasn't that far though. Walking distance
It
anyway.
was like a 15-minute walk. We're from the same town, but we sound completely different.
You must walk slow. It's definitely not 15 minutes.
You just walk
5.
100 mile an hour. Um, we're from the same town. We sound completely different because Sean is better spoken than me. I know how to speak properly. I just choose not to.
Do I ever watch Scotland rugby? I'm a massive rugby fan, and I'm a massive Scotland rugby fan. And this autumn series has been, apart from the USA game, which I'm not going to rub in, quite a disappointment. Not that I don't think Scotland's bad, but certainly last week, going from being 3 tries up, 3 tries to 0, to losing that game was shocking.
Who was it that mentioned rugby?
Jamarcus.
Damn you. Got him started dead.
Well, I love rugby. I used to play rugby.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
We don't generally herd the cows on the farm because it gets them a bit too riled up. We work with our cows on feet, so we're not sitting on horses like ranches in America. So it's very dangerous for us to be in with cows, and dogs just tend to rile them up and make them more dangerous. So the calmer they are, the better they are to work with, and nobody ends up lying on the floor with their head split open.
That would be so funny seeing you galloping. Galloping around on a horse. Like, Sean's just better spoken than me.
Yeah, I would say I probably have. Even though I didn't grow up in the countryside, a lot of my friends were farmers, and I would say I probably have a slightly more country accent for the area, where yours is probably more thick town accent.
Oh, what do I think about having Sean's clone?
Um,
I, I enjoy it, but it gets a little annoying that no one ever sees him that like looking like me. I made him.
we did some cloning in the
It was
thing.
IVF, but I swear I'm gonna look at the forums because they just used me as an incubator. Um, I was part of an experiment. They just cloned Sean. I'm so annoyed with this. I'm glad that he's not red haired. I'm glad that he's blonde. But it's so annoying that everybody just sees him like Sean.
Yeah, so our cattle here are Black Angus. We would refer to them as Aberdeen Angus because that's what they technically are. Uh, our cattle, Black Angus, is more of a lot of Aberdeen Angus went to America, especially uh, much earlier on, and through breeding, Americans now call them Black Angus and Red Angus. We would refer to them all as Aberdeen Angus. Uh, just because that's where they originate from in Scotland. And we would, funnily enough, we wouldn't differentiate between the black and red Angus. They would just both be Aberdeen Angus. And there's not a lot of red Angus here in Scotland for whatever reason. That's seems to be something that's more popular in the USA is red Angus. I have no idea why. I quite like the red Angus as well.
What's a red on this?
Well, it's just red.
Oh. Does Scotland have any issues with abandoned dogs? Yeah. We have animal shelters, like rescue places. But I've never really heard of like stray dogs.
Yeah, we
You
don't
get
have stray dogs and
yeah, you get the
as much.
odd one,
We
like
we obviously have dogs that are mistreated and taken away from their
yeah,
owners, and dogs that are surrendered to shelters and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely not as big a problem. And we personally don't spare and neuter
no.
our dogs, and that's just us personally. A lot of people do in Scotland, but because ours are working dogs and they're potentially breedable and things like that, we don't neuter or spay our dogs. Your gran spoke Doric. Yeah, Doric is one of the harder dialects in Scotland. It's
Is it?
one that I enjoy. Do you know the guy that's really hard to understand in Brave?
Oh,
So that's Doric, but it's really played up.
oh, okay, right. I get what you mean. We do.
Doric is one of the harder long dialects to
Like
understand.
the kind of chunky, and
Aye.
he starts pointing to his mouth at one point. I understood him slightly.
I have a sister and Stacey has two
I have
sisters.
two older sisters.
I have a younger sister. Yeah, I absolutely believe that Black Angus are one of the top breeds between meat producers in the USA. Um, so like I say, Aberdeen Angus are a fairly popular cattle here in Scotland as well, even though I would say some of the continental breeds probably would rival them. So like your Charlies and your Seminoles, definitely be a rival, but
Black Friday.
Aberdeen Angus is extremely popular here as well. Our cows, we have our cows have quite a big age range, so we keep our cows till they're quite old. And generally, the older cows just know what's going on, so they just walk in, and the younger cows follow the older cows. So yeah, there's no real big need for herding them anyway. I mean, we've cows that are 14, 15 years old, and um, they know by the time of year that it is that when they're going into the shed or when they're doing something, and they just walk on ahead, and the younger cows follow.
I can't read that off.
The sheep are extra fluffy. In my latest video, I saw their winter coat, or well, right time for the wool. It's not really a winter coat, but sheep's coats do change going into the winter. Obviously, the weather changes, that sort of changes their coat a bit, and I don't know why they would look more fluffy though. You stumped me there. They probably maybe do. I'm maybe just used to seeing them like that in winter. Generally, in the lead up to winter, their coats will grow more, and then just before shearing season, even earlier than that, probably lambing time, the coats the growth in their coats will have slowed down significantly just before shearing. How much would it cost to buy a breeding sheep? That really depends on the sheep. They're a lot more expensive in recent years than they have been. I mean, if you're talking about one of our breeding sheep, £200 upwards per sheep. Um, for a youngish sheep, talking about a Gimmer or like the type of breeding sheep that you would maybe buy at the market, you're probably thinking about £200 upwards. If you were to buy it as a lamb, it would be cheaper. And then you have the likes of like Shetland sheep, which you could probably pick up a good Shetland Gimmer for 50 to £100. So it really depends on the breed. But our sheep, yeah, you're probably talking about £200 and up. And it depends on the quality as well. Like maybe our best sheep in the herd, our best Gimmers, you might want to pay 400 or 500 upwards per sheep. Yeah, so one other of my colleagues that work on this farm have their own dogs as well. They have 3 dogs. Oreo cows are belted Galloways.
I
We
was just
seen belted Galloways
yeah.
today. So yeah, we seen but oh, thanks for the
Oh
gifts.
wow.
But
I've gifted memberships to people.
oh, that's awesome.
That's sweet.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, lots of people have got memberships now. That's cool.
10 people. Wow.
And now you can use the
And the
that's awesome.
emojis.
Emojis popping up there is funny. Uh,
To get one of your face just going.
yeah, been trying to keep my face off it. No, we seen belted Galloway cows today.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen them where we've seen them before. So I assume somebody's renting that paddock, but I was sort of
As soon as you said Oreo cows, I was like, Oreo cows. And then it made sense after you said
I love belted Galloways, but I also love Galloways and I love rigid Galloways. Which, if you don't know what they are, look them up. They've got some of the cutest faces in the cow world ever.
I like Highland cows. I like them fluffy. Checking on the child.
No, so our videos haven't really got shorter or more infrequent. I would say some of them have actually got longer. Uh, we generally try and keep our videos around 15 minutes per video because we find that's what works best on this channel. And on this channel, we do 2 videos per week, and on the other channel, we haven't been doing as much videos because it's more of a summer channel
Yeah.
for fishing and things
There's
like
not
that.
there's not a huge amount of things to do that are inside where we can take Cole. And he'd be quite happy sitting in the pram the whole time.
Yeah.
And things that are for Cole are obviously going to have other kids there, so we don't really want to show other kids'
Yeah.
faces in videos.
So the other channel at the moment doesn't have as much on it, but this channel we've always kept the same amount of videos that we always have, which is 2 a week. And we generally always try and do them on Thursday and a Sunday, and keep what I perceive to be the better video for the Sunday, and the videos that I edit, which I think would be better suited to the Thursday, go up on Thursday. The Thursday video sometimes moves around a little bit, just depending on the time that I get to edit, but I've been quite consistent recently, believe it or not. For a change, for the last like few months.
That was very kind of you.
Yeah, that was super kind for
Another 10 members.
yeah, that's so nice. The dogs just get trained to stay on the quad bike at
I was gonna say pure stamina.
when they're puppies, obviously we drive a lot slower. We pay attention to what they're doing on the back. Storm did fall off a couple of times when she was a pup.
Yeah. I'd probably fall off.
But yeah, we drive slower when they're pups till they get used to it. they generally pick up their balance fairly well. Um, we don't ever drive that fast with the dogs on the back. I think legally I can only drive 25 miles an hour when a dog is on the back.
Really?
Yeah, legally, yeah.
I learned so much during these. I love it.
But yeah, yeah, they find their balance and they
Super
get pretty good
educational.
at it. Yeah, so my dogs will work with other people's dogs and it doesn't get confusing. Generally, your dog will listen to you and you only, in a working sense. But yeah, I will work with my colleague while he's working his dogs, and I'll work my dogs, and we'll both work our own dogs without any confusion.
But also in a non-working sense, the dogs also listen to me. Not as well as Sean, but they do listen to me occasionally.
Depends on which dog.
Um, I'd say Echo probably listens to me more. See,
Egg was really easy.
yeah, but I think it's because Storm's so dedicated to you.
Your younger dog listens to my videos when I try the same command. She looks at me like I'm insane, asking her how to do anything. I don't have an answer for that one. Must just be me.
A lot of people's dogs actually like watching your videos. I swear, you're like the dog whisperer. It's
Except I'm not Mexican.
it's creepy.
There used to be a really funny photo of me having a nap on a couch with dogs lying all around about me when I was about 18.
I was like, Guy, Daisy, tell us.
No, it was Guy, Daisy, Honey, and Alfie. Yeah, so it depends. 25 miles an hour may seem quite fast, but it kind of depends. Uh, I think Kate's the best on the quad, believe it or not. Kate is just so sturdy up there. I don't know how she does it. Genuinely, I never would do this, but I genuinely believe I could probably drive at about 60 miles an hour and Kate would be totally fine. I could drive down the motorway with Kate and she'd be quite safe. I never would because it would be stupid, but I believe that she would do it just fine. But
I said pure stuff.
yeah, at the same time, it's very unlikely that you're going to be going 25 miles an hour through fields of sheep because you're meant to be looking at the sheep and checking them and things. Most like, when we do the running videos, sometimes I'm going 34 miles an hour and we are going quite fast, but the dogs are running beside me, and we're generally in an empty field. But most of the time, when I'm doing my work, the idea of going around the fields, I'm supposed to be looking at those sheep and assessing them and things. So yeah, uh, that would be hard to do at 25 miles an hour. So you're very rarely going to be going that fast. But yeah, I believe the law is your max speed should be 25 miles an hour when you have a dog on the back. Yeah, so the live chats will be like somewhat regularly scheduled. We'll do a members only live is the first Friday of every month, and the general live, which we're doing now, is the third Friday of every month. And they're mainly at 9 o'clock, even though we did start earlier today.
Yeah.
Echo seems far less intense, yet he has a big presence with his creep towards sheep. Yeah, so that's true. So I genuinely that's a good observation for male dogs.
I think it's just generally Echo's massive.
Echo is big,
He's huge for
uh,
a collie.
and that helps with his presence.
Yeah, he is very big collie.
But yeah, male dogs do tend to be slightly more lackadaisical, but they have more of a natural presence. Whereas females probably have a slightly higher work rate than males.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do have female working dogs. I think females are more obedient as well.
Yeah, so I don't think my dogs would mingle that well with children.
No.
I think they would eat the children. My dogs, they're proper farm dogs. They're not used to big groups of people and things. They're generally quite suspicious of strangers. I am possibly going to be doing something with Echo where we'll be doing a live demonstration,
I think you
but
prepared.
the, no, I'll be doing it with Echo, but the access to Echo will be restricted from people touching them and things like that because they are working dogs. They don't act like pets. They don't want strangers touching them and things. So
Kate
yeah.
would.
Oh, Kate would
Kate
love it.
would.
Kate would love it.
Yeah.
Kate's the exception of the rule. She loves people, but generally working dogs are slightly naturally suspicious. They tend to be different from pets in ways that a lot of people don't understand.
Well, typically a pet will, go up to someone and say hello. A
Yeah,
working dog won't do that.
a working dog won't, and a working dog doesn't really want to be touched
Bothered.
by people until they've been introduced properly, which is a bit more thing.
Seriously, guarding the home because
Well, I would in some ways because whereas collies won't guard a flock, for a lot of farmers, especially if you go back like 30, 40 years, your border collies were your protection system. They were your early warning system when somebody
you
comes to the farm.
bet you all the money in my bank account, which is very little, that if someone was to break into this house, our border collies would do nothing.
Oh, Echowood.
Possibly Abel, but if it was Storm and Kate, they would do nothing.
Stormwood Bark.
Monty done nothing.
Yeah, money done nothing.
Thingy walked in the middle of the night. We were sleeping, and the dog just stared, done nothing. They still got scared and backed out. But what makes a working dog happy, Sean?
Work.
Straight to the answer.
Work makes them happy. It's not work to them though. It's the thing that they enjoy the most.
Life. Work is life.
Work is life. Uh, no, yeah. So for a working dog, it's not really work. It's the best game in the world. And they got lots of praise for doing it, and all their instincts lead them towards it. They just love it so much. Yeah, it's like a lot of border collies need a purpose too, and a lot of people who have behavioral issues with their border collies is because the dog doesn't have a purpose. And there's very few dogs that'll look for a purpose, but a border collie is one of those dogs. Um, and they need something to do, and they need something that keeps their mind uh
I'm laughing at the
active.
Nicole's line. He just let me flat out. Dasha died. It's always small dogs. Like Guy would do that. Yeah, I think Guy would, yeah.
Storm and Echo have chased animals in the past. I can call them off though. So there was an incident on a TikTok live. This is going back 2 or 3 years, where there was a deer lying down, and the dog started running after it, and I was able to call them off on live. So there's a high pressure situation while you're live to about. There's quite a lot of people in that live, and I managed to control them. And it was fine. But yeah, maybe not rabbits. I've never seen them chase a rabbit. I've seen Storm chase a hare, but not like chase it. More like sort of like interested in what it was and trying to investigate it, but not really running after it. But yeah, certainly there has been times I've got up after deers and I've had to call them off.
How did you pick Copper?
Uh, Based on looks.
Yeah,
She is from a good word, a working family.
yeah.
She had some good breeding going back to her grandparents. But yeah,
We do typically,
I picked her mostly for the
yeah.
look.
We take turns picking a pup and the other one names it. So I got to name Copper. I also got to name Echo, but you picked Storm's name.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have squirrels. We have red squirrels and grey squirrels. Grey squirrels are invasive and they give our red squirrels a hard time to the point where they could go endangered. So we don't like grey squirrels, but we like red squirrels.
Mhm.
We had a red squirrel in our tree last year.
Yeah. Was it?
It could have been, yeah, it was last year, I think.
Was that pregnant? I can't remember.
I don't
I
know.
think it was.
But we need to cut the ivy down on that tree while we're speaking about it, and I keep forgetting to tell you. Or that tree's going to die.
Well, we don't want that.
Uh,
Taking turns to speak. When we were picking the dogs.
uh,
Sean never gives me credit for picking Storm. I picked Storm. I picked Storm. Mm.
Gohan's down the yawns.
I also picked Gohan. You would have known. I picked Storm. You picked her name. I picked Storm. You originally wanted a different pup to call it Lady. No.
Sorry if this was already asked, but were Copper's parents and littermates the same color? Copper's mother was
Red.
also was the
Red, yeah.
same colors, but she had a lot more white. Then there was another puppy who was very similar to Collie,
Collie.
Copper, and then there was a second red female who was very similar to the mum with more white, and then the dad and the other two puppies were
Tricolor.
tricolor, but a lot of black.
Yeah, the dad
Um,
didn't have a shepherd's lantern.
no, it didn't. Neither does Copper,
Copper.
which is
Weird for a collie.
it's not. I would say it's
Unique.
unique.
Yeah.
Even though a shepherd's lantern is technically a mutation
Mutation.
which got bred into collies.
Anything about possible push. I've not actually had the chance to email about another range of plushies. So typically when it comes to like not the video making but other stuff behind the scenes, that that's me. So the work with the plushies took a year and a half,
Yeah.
of emailing and designs, looking at designs and sending back in like it was a whole big thing. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. I might email them and see if they want to do another one. They did say they'd be quite happy to work with us again, so that it is possible in the future. Maybe when things kind of aren't as busy as they are now.
And we've also got like our merch in the works,
Yeah,
and you've got a book in the works.
yeah. Well, all of the graphics for my book that are done. It's a children's book. So all of that's done. It just needs the writing put on it now, and then hopefully it'll be out soon.
Are
Mm.
any of Echo's siblings working today?
No.
Nipper kinda a little bit. So Echo has a male sibling called Nipper, and he does a little bit of cattle herding,
Peach does
and Peach does
urban
urban
herding.
herding.
She would have been a really good sheepdog. She's exactly like Storm.
Yeah, so I love the movie Babe. Um, I think we were talking about this last week as well, or
We
maybe
could,
it's the week before.
we could have been, yeah.
Babe's actually a really good representation of herding in a sort of weird way. Obviously, pigs don't herd sheep, and there's no password. But for that movie, they used real sheepdogs for filming the bits with sheepdogs. So uh, the mum sheepdog and the dad sheepdog, they were actually real sheepdogs that were used. And a lot of the herding that they actually did was proper herding to
Yeah.
film those scenes, which is just fantastic. And obviously it's a bit of a gimmick. It's a kids program. It's about a pig herd and sheep, but a lot of the animals were real on that film set as well. And I love that movie, and yeah, it's brilliant.
Next one. I did.
She did pick Storm.
I wanted to name her Ivy.
But I named her Storm because she is a storm.
What's the name? Ivy. When she was a newborn puppy, the little white line on her head looked like a Batman.
I think Copper will seem a lot bigger than Storm, at least. I don't know if she'll be as big as Kate, but she's certainly going to be a lot fluffier than Storm, which will make her look bigger. But yeah, I think she has the potential to be quite big. So I sort of touched on this a little bit. The reason we haven't launched the merch yet is because we can't ship to the US at this current time, and we're trying to get that sorted out. That's why we're probably going to do a soft launch in the UK and Europe first, and then hopefully we're going to do a proper launch when we can launch in the US and North America. Um, Basically, the tariffs have kind of stopped us at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, the tariffs on small items that are worth less than £600, um, means a lot of postal services and the postal services we'll be using won't ship those items to the US right now. So we're trying to get that sorted, and we're hoping that we'll be able to launch there after the new
Mm.
year. So yeah,
I
that's where we
still
are.
need to finish setting up the
And we need to
website.
finish the
Yeah,
website.
we need to upload the pictures. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment.
But anyway, guys, I think we're gonna end now because it's getting a bit late, and yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
Uh, we've done an hour and a half though. It's been a good live, and we've had plenty of chat. I always enjoy chatting with you guys. This is just the lives have been such a good way to interact with people. And I try and interact as much as I can in the comments, but when you're working as much as I do, I basically read them all. As I don't always get time to respond to them all. But here on the live, it's such an easy way to connect with people, talk to people, and um,
I enjoy it.
yeah, just generally try and connect with the audience a bit more, which is always fun,
Mm.
and it's always cool to talk to people in a more direct way where questions come in and I can just speak
And
freely back.
yeah, in real time.
Yeah, in real time. That's
Yeah.
that's the right way to phrase it. So yeah,
I think it will be bedtime soon. Yeah,
yeah.
been a long day.
And then I have to get up early tomorrow because the video we're doing with Copper tomorrow is going to take quite a bit of setup. So this is going to be a good night from us. And we hope you guys have enjoyed the live, and we'll see you again. Anyway, guys, bye bye.